So let's bring this home, because this chapter is meant to land in your actual life, not just admire it from a distance. Start with the test, honestly. Put your name in the chapter again, and don't rush past the places it stings. I keep no record of wrongs. Is that true of you? Or is there a ledger you're still keeping, a running tally of what someone did to you that you take out and reread when you want to feel justified in your resentment? I am not easily angered. True? Or are you kindling, flaring up at the smallest spark, quick to take offense? I do not insist on my own way. Really? Or is there a relationship right now that's strained precisely because you won't yield, won't bend, won't put the other person first? Don't run from what the test reveals. That discomfort is the beginning of change, because you can't reach for a love you won't admit you're missing. The people who grow the most in love are usually the ones honest enough to see clearly where they lack it. The test isn't meant to condemn you. It's meant to show you exactly where you need him, so you'll go and get what only he can give.
Then remember what love actually is, because it changes what you do next. Love is not a feeling you wait to arrive. It's a decision you make, an action you take, over and over, especially toward the people who are hardest to love. You don't have to feel patient to choose patience. You don't have to feel warm to be kind. Think of the person in your life who's difficult right now, the one who gets under your skin, the family member, the coworker, the fellow believer you find exhausting. Love toward them is not going to start as a feeling. It's going to start as a choice. A choice to be the long-burning log instead of the sputtering kindling. A choice to cover instead of expose. To trust instead of assume the worst. To release the ledger instead of adding to it. Do the action, and often the feeling follows. But even when it doesn't, the love is real. Because love was always something you do. And this is where it gets wonderfully practical, because agape almost never shows up as a grand gesture. It shows up in the small, unglamorous moments nobody films. It's the patience you choose in traffic, with the slow cashier, with the child asking the same question for the 10th time. It's biting back the sharp reply you had ready. It's choosing not to bring up the old offense one more time, even though you could, even though you'd win. It's doing the quiet good deed no one will ever know you did. It's letting the other person have their way over something that doesn't really matter, just to keep the peace. These are tiny, invisible choices, and they are exactly where the portrait gets painted in a real life. Nobody becomes a person of great love in one dramatic leap. You become one the way a log burns, slowly, steadily, choice by choice, warmth by warmth over years. And here's where the pressure comes off. You are not asked to generate this love out of your own empty tank. If you've run the test, you know your tank is empty, and trying harder just leaves you exhausted and defeated. The love in this chapter isn't squeezed out of you by willpower. It's poured into you by the one who is love, and then flows out through you to the people around you. So the first move isn't to try harder to love. The first move is to go to him. To sit under the love that bore all things for you, to let yourself be truly loved by God, and to ask him to love others through you. That's not a cop-out. It's the only way it has ever worked. We love because he first loved us. That's what Paul was fighting for in Corinth, and it's the same thing on offer to you. Something far bigger than a passing feeling. The strong, patient, self-giving love of Christ himself, reproduced in ordinary people, in ordinary homes and churches and friendships, one choice at a time. A love that outlasts every gift, survives into eternity, and looks, more and more, like the one who first loved us all the way to a cross. And maybe that's the quiet invitation hiding in this whole chapter. Not to try to become impressive, because the chapter has already told us the most impressive person alive can be nothing. The invitation is to become like the person in the portrait, to let his patience become your patience, his kindness your kindness, his refusal to keep a record become the way you finally let something go. Little by little, choice by choice, the face on the canvas starts to look like your face too, because his love has come to live in you. That's the whole Christian life in miniature, really. Not becoming great, becoming loving, which turns out to be the only greatness that lasts. So, wherever you're standing today,
Whoever is hard for you to love right now, go to the person in the portrait, receive the love he's holding out to you, and let it begin to flow.